Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of Senate and the Board of Governors, it is my privilege and honor to present to you Mr. Xavier-Henri Herve so that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Mesdames et Messieurs, le docteur Xavier Hervé. Xavier.
Monsieur le chancelier, monsieur le recteur, invité d'honneur, and each of you graduate, and the very proud and very energetic friends and families of each and all of us today. Thank you. Thank you very much for this honor, and I am very, very, very happy. Je suis vraiment très honoré d'être diplômé aujourd'hui ensemble avec vous, qui sommes les diplômés, the graduates of Concordia today. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, your time has come. This earning that you've done of your diploma, you now have the Concordia genes, the Concordia DNA. And under that light, you've been trained and armed to change the world, is what I tell you. You are innovators. You have the potential because you've been trained as such here at Concordia. Innovation is a very big word, but it means a very simple thing. It means meeting the unmet need. It means improving the world around you. It's crafting, creating, engineering a better world is your mission, and it's your privilege. You've earned it. Believe it, the dreams that you have today can come true. You've earned the DNA, you've earned the genes, you will walk the talk, and they'll come true. Actually, beware of what you dream. Innovation is a potential for each of you. Bettering the world is a potential for each of you. I started my career, as was mentioned before, here in the Fluid Power Lab at Concordia University. The lab was led by late professors Svoboda and McKinnon. Great gentlemen. This lab, I met some of the best techno brains I ever was going to meet. They're the Mechtronix team that was talked about earlier today. But I discovered that I'm not a techno brain. I just didn't get that gift. But I learned at that point in time, just as I was graduating, that I am an engineer. And I submit that each one of you graduates, somehow you've been trained to be an engineer. Even if you are in fine arts, you're in business, you're in computer science, you're in engineering. Listen to the definition. It's a little definition and a tool you guys all use, Wikipedia. Engineering is a discipline, art, skill, and profession of acquiring and applying practical knowledge in order to realize improvements in the lives of people. And I submit that all of you have been given that gift, that opportunity, that privilege. And thus, whatever it is you do, as engineers, you may be doing composite structures for the C-series of the Bombardier airplane. You may also be doing advertising for a Porsche car, or you'll be doing simply a sculpture because you've decided to be an artist. But whatever it is you do, in its little bit, will be bettering the world. And so I can say to that, I feel wow for you, because that's exciting. Now, how do you get a vision? A lot of people talk about innovation and a vision. How does one get a vision? And I submit that that's probably the easy part. Because to get a vision, you need to have an idea, and you must link that idea to a need. You need the discipline, the art, skill that your profession will bring you. You'll learn your profession, and that'll be part of your normal course. But the vision is turning that idea into a reality. And for many people, that word vision is also, wow, intimidating. But it's not. It shouldn't intimidate you. Because you're very lucky. You're born in a world where you have many, many opportunities. In my world, the biggest opportunity was the speed of change. In my generation, when we were graduating, speed of change was just starting. In your world, your generation's reality is about the systemic birth of what I call dimensions and simultaneous acceleration on each axis. Everything is multi-ethnic, multi-technology, multi-processors, multi-networks, multi-professions, engineers, accountants, artists, everyone works together. And that multi-aspects gives you multiple dimensions, and you must understand each dimension, the perspective that each dimension brings. If you take the time to understand the perspectives around you, the solution, the vision will come by itself. Because it's by putting all those in your head and letting it all merge that you'll get that vision. And then you'll just hack at it till it becomes a reality. But your biggest challenge won't be there. I think that you've been gifted for. Concordia has trained you for the first part. I think life is going to train you for the rest of it. But if I can give you a few words, I think there's 4 things that you should look forward to or beware of. One is innovation challenge needs alignment. Alignment of people. You're never in isolation. These people have emotions. Success of innovation requires the alignment of these emotions. When I graduated, the word emotion, people would say, simply not logical. The famous Spock sentence. And the engineering gang around me would say the same thing, simply not logical. What's got emotions got to do with anything? Well, thank the Lord this is changing, in part because of the way you're trained. The world has changed around everyone. And what you get to is the reading of emotions. And you will need to learn to master the understanding of these emotions. For very simple reasons is that emotions construct perception. And perception is a reality of those you must align. To get your vision to happen, that is the biggest challenge you will have. Changing bugs the tribe. It is a source of stress. Change is a source of expenditures. I'm not very positive now, but hang on a second. It gives you resistance, and that resistance to change is something you need to overcome. That being said, at Mechtronix, we live this world of innovation, and we breathe it every day. And in 10 years, the team did go from non-existent to a very senior position in the markets. It's a bit like saying we went from non-existent to silver medals in the Olympics. Well, on this route, everyone said no. The amount of people that said no to change, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. And fact is that until we were able to align these people, be they craftsmen, clients, owners, managers, bankers, industry suppliers, established people, aircraft manufacturers, until their perception aligned itself with what we wanted to do, they would stop us from moving forward. So the biggest challenge wasn't inventing the idea, wasn't having the vision, it was starting to make it happen. The alignment of those folks in your team, in the bigger picture team. The second challenge, alignment needs leaders. And often we think of leaders as people with titles on organizational charts. I submit that a leader is often not on the org chart. True leaders are those who are able to align their teammates. And that's the person who's always servicing those around her the best she can. She informally talks, she motivates. She motivates those around her, and she enables this alignment, both on a professional and on a personal level. Seek and surround yourself with those you believe are leaders, each in their own way, be they your immediate team, your customers, your suppliers. It is the true leaders in the team around you which will make your vision a reality, which will make that innovation happen, that bettering of the world around you. And remember also one little thing, one very important thing. Leader is not about being a boss, not in the traditional classic sense of the boss that gives orders. Actually, being a leader is having the privilege to service the people around you, the great people around you. The third dimension, I've only got 4, so you get 2 to go. The third dimension is think international, think global. Everyone speaks about, the global society, the global community, the global market, the global economy. You must think international best practice. For your generation, you haven't even started your job that you're competing in a world level. For example, you engineers, I don't know if you know, but the engineering field alone is literally exploding. In China alone this year, they'll be graduating 300,000 engineers. I don't know if you have any idea of what that number means, but look around you how many engineers are graduating today. And combined to that powerful workforce, you've got something called the cloud. And the cloud's breaking all barriers, leaving none untouched. This technology of today is giving us access to massive infrastructures that are accessible to everyone, all to innovate. I'll give you a simple example. I worked on a software system for forecasting, simple tool. What would have costed, the implementation of this system would have costed us $300,000 just 3 years ago. This year, it cost me $30,000, 10 times less, and I never met face-to-face a single person. It was all done on the cloud. And more soon coming. There's a gentleman, Ray Kurzweil, a renowned thinker, calls it singularity. He talks about technology exploding barriers of non-biological intelligence reaching trillions of times more powerful than it is today. So this cloud thing is only a step. Your generation is going to see a lot more of it. And at your age, you're practically born in the stuff. It's easy for you. Much easier for anyone that's older than 30, I submit. And lastly, the fourth dimension, that one I think has been around for a long time. In the sailors in Brittany, in France, my father taught me that. They called it Kendalk. He names his boats after Kendalk. It's perseverance to make it to port. And probably one of your generation's biggest challenges. Because you're in a world of instant gratification. It confuses values, I think. Stick to principles like simplicity, like logics, like cost must be less than revenue. Values like frankness and honesty. Your willpower is what's going to make you happen. Keep your heading. In the years to come, you'll be surprised, and sometimes even in the most positive times, how much effort it's going to take to stay on your heading. How many people will try to lead you away from that. And if you lose track, don't worry about it. Just get back on the horse. There's an old proverb, I think it's a Chinese proverb, but I'm not sure. It says, whom wins the fight of today are those who got up after the last fight they lost. So you will lose track, but you can get back. So I say, wow again. Each of you graduate today, you have the privilege to innovate. And we await that you innovate. Combined perseverance, alignment of emotions, true leaders around you, a global perspective, and your team will bring you to the heaven of innovation, because it's a very rewarding world. That is a privilege I earned as a Concordia graduate, and as of today, this is a privilege of each one of you. And if you forget anything I said today, and none of this sunk in, or I didn't explain myself properly, please know that I graduated with you. I'm part of your team. Give me a call. We'll talk. I commit to helping you. You want to innovate? You want to make the world a better place? I'll be part of your team. Thank you. Thank you to Concordia, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much,